Good Monday evening, Southeast Texas. Hope you're doing well. We're going to take the next 15 minutes and dive into the forecast. We were very unfortunate as far as the rain chances this past Saturday night. Just didn't work out for us. Most of the energy and dynamics stayed off towards the north and east. Modeling was way too wet, and obviously that influences our forecasts greatly. But again, we had fairly low rain chances compared to everybody else. Just wish we could have gotten some rain, but it just did not materialize this time. We'll try it again on Saturday coming up, and you'll see that in just a second. So we're going to take a look at our winter outlook, and it's greatly dependent upon La Nina, and that means cold Pacific sea surface temperatures in the eastern Pacific. Right now we're watching colder than normal water temperatures. This is off the Central American coastline, as you can see, and La Nina is indicative of those below normal water temperatures, and that influences the global wind distribution. And let me just show you what I'm talking about. When you have La Nina, we see more systems being pushed further to the north. The subtropical jet stream is deflected up towards British Columbia rather than coming in from California. Also, the polar jet is deflected up towards Alaska and then dives off to the north and east of our area. So with high pressure over the western U.S. and over Canada, cold air will stay off over towards New England, the northern plains, and Great Lakes. It also means that we don't get a lot of moisture out of the subtropical jet that comes across the southern tier of the U.S. into Texas. It's deflected towards the north. So those two items tend to lead us to believe that we're going to see a warmer, drier than normal winter for Texas and specifically southeast Texas. Now, there are no guarantees we won't see freezing temperatures, and there's no guarantee we won't see locally heavy rainfall. But for the 3 months, average, looking at the normals and then comparing them to the average, it's more than likely that we will see a warmer than normal and drier than normal forecast as we head into and through winter. That is December, January, and February. Right now, a beautiful evening underway, downtown Beaumont, Packard, La Prairie, 78 degrees. We're seeing southerly winds return across the area, and that means warmer low temperatures across southeast Texas tomorrow morning. Ahead of our weak front coming in tomorrow afternoon, slight chances of light showers. May not be enough to dampen the dust. Otherwise, a beautiful forecast for Wednesday and Thursday with cool mornings and dry, sunny afternoons. Scattered showers and storms are back in the forecast for Saturday due to an approaching trough. There's the front up in North Texas. It'll head our way, but before you get that look in your eyes, it's a weak one. As you can see, not much as far as precipitation. We'll give it a 20% shot as that front pushes through our area and off the coast by 7 p.m. tomorrow evening. Rainfall, again, looking at a quarter to nothing. A lot of folks are not going to see much tomorrow at all, and this again may be overdone. It could be a 30% coverage, but as you can see, some areas not seeing much. Otherwise, that means the burn bans are not going to go away. All of southeast Texas and much of southwest Louisiana, except for Cameron and Calcasieu parishes. Otherwise, as far as the wildfire danger threat for tomorrow, that should be rather than Monday, looking at a low to moderate risk across much of the area tomorrow. And it's because of the amount of moisture in the atmosphere. It's going to be fairly moist across southeast Texas. So that will help counteract the dry vegetation across southeast Texas. The brush, the grasses are all dry. That's fuel for wildfires. The fuels are dry. Since September 1st, we're now down 6 and almost 3/10 of an inch of rainfall as the mounting deficit or drought builds. And since the first of the year, it's 10 inches below normal. But I'm focusing more of this since September 1st because this is a rapid development of the drought. We were wet for much of the summer. Remember that? Last 45 plus days have been exceedingly dry, and that's why this drought has started to develop. Again, a moderate drought, most of Hardin and southern Tyler counties and western sections of Liberty counties. So tomorrow we're going to go with a 20% coverage here in the Triangle, about 87 to 89 tomorrow afternoon. So it ought to be a hot afternoon, unfortunately, for October standards, and partly sunny skies. See how modeling is wet? There's no way we're going to go with modeling this time. We'll go with a 20 to 30% coverage at most. May not see that here in the Triangle. Let's see what it has for the lakes area. We're going 85 tomorrow, 20, maybe 30. I think if anybody's going to see a better chance, it'd be up in the lakes. There's no way we're going to see a 60% coverage of rain and thunderstorms tomorrow. Way too wet. The models were too wet this weekend. I guarantee you they're too wet tomorrow. Otherwise, on the Pro Roofing Concepts satellite and radar loop, looking at clear skies. Beautiful night underway. Mid to upper 70s here in the Triangle, at the airports at least, closer to 80 up in the lakes under clear skies. So now you're looking at moisture levels in the atmosphere, and we're fairly far down the scale. Watch as we put this into motion. So the air is dry right now. Low moisture, dry, okay? These numbers are for me, but the higher the number, the more moisture in the atmosphere. The lower the number, the less moisture is in the atmosphere. Watch how those numbers go up as we head into tomorrow afternoon. Yes, we become quite moist. That gives us something to work with. Unfortunately, there's no upper level disturbance, and the only mechanism that's going to create the widely scattered showers is the front. But because the winds are going to be out of the southwest, we'd love to have them out of the southeast or south. That would create greater convergence because the winds are going to be out of the northeast behind the front and southwest ahead of the front. So that's not terrific as far as advecting instability into our area. Then look how we dry as we head on into Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday night. So looking beautiful coming up Wednesday and Thursday, but continue dry. As far as, well, that's not supposed to be in there, but what we're going to look at is across the state that front is not really kicking up much as far as any cloud cover or showers. So we're very reluctant to go any more than about 20% coverage. The trough, okay, you just took an elevator ride. Okay, we went from the surface where the front was. Now we're up in the atmosphere at 18,000 feet. These are the ridges and the troughs that we talk about. Trough of low pressure moving through the northern plains and the central plains. That will push the front at the surface through our area coming up tomorrow evening. High pressure off towards Old Mexico, and we'll see a west to northwest flow tomorrow evening behind that front, which means beautiful weather coming up Wednesday and Thursday of next week. Our next weather maker, hopefully for Saturday, this pans out and we see a better coverage of showers and maybe thunderstorms on Saturday. But this shortwave moves through as we head towards Saturday and Saturday night. So we're thinking that we're on solid ground to have a better chance of shower and thunderstorm activity. The GFS, the GEFS, the EPS, the Euro, the ICON, all showing at least a 70, 80, even 90% coverage of rain and thunderstorms across our area. We're only going to go with a 50% coverage. Later this week, as they are still showing that, we will go with higher chances. So I think I'm in good company with going a fairly decent chance of shower and thunderstorm activity. Then we'll watch a trough move to the central, and I should say the northern plains as we head towards Monday, well to our north. Otherwise, in the tropics, not much going on as far as the Gulf because of strong westerly shear. This is what closes us down this time of year. It's not the pattern, but strong wind shear in the upper levels. You can see not even a cloud for the most part in the western Gulf. So dry air and shear, and we continue to watch the potential for Melissa to develop over the next couple days in the eastern Caribbean. This is going to slow down, and it will probably stall for several days. We're talking at least through the weekend as this gets over towards the west central Caribbean over the next couple days. So good chances it's going to become Melissa. It could become quite a hurricane from what I've seen. Now the big question is what happens beyond 7 days? Does it continue going west? And this is more of a curiosity because we're fine, okay? This is more of a curiosity about where this is going to go. Does it go into Central America, or does it head towards the north, maybe towards Florida, Cuba, the Bahamas, or Hispaniola? When is that turn going to occur? So we've got one of two scenarios. Does it continue going scenario 1 off towards the west, or does it turn scenario 2 closer to Florida, or does it do something like this? So that's the big question that the ensembles are having a real difficult time ascertaining what is going to happen with the track of this storm. So it suffice to say that we've got several days to watch this because it ends up in the west central Caribbean through the weekend, probably as a hurricane, and that would be Melissa. And then we'll watch, see what the ensembles do with that afterwards. Otherwise, we're fine. The Gulf is closed. We're not going to have any problems with Melissa. Tonight will be considerably warmer tonight. Why? We've got a southerly wind off the Gulf. So no 40s tonight and tomorrow morning. We'll likely see lows in the low to mid 60s in the lakes, and we'll go with the upper 60s to lower 70s here in the triangle. Then we'll be watching the front. If anybody gets a 30% coverage, it would be the lakes area. We barely get a few showers here in the triangle. So I've gone very low for the triangle, but because of the principle of uncertainty, we'll go with a 20% coverage in the triangle, 20 to 30% coverage up in the lakes area. Then the winds shift to the north behind the front, and that means a drier air mass will filter in, and that also means that, say, Wednesday and Thursday, we'll see some cool morning lows and some fantastic afternoons. On the Gulf tomorrow, looking at slightly choppy seas around 2 feet in your coastal marine forecast with a southwest wind at 5 to 10 knots. High tides tomorrow evening at Sabine Pass at 5:08 p.m. Don't forget, Sunday the 2nd will be falling back an hour as those days continue to get shorter. Otherwise, tonight could be some patchy fog across the area tomorrow morning. Probably if it's going to be the thickest, and I don't think it will be, but mainly up in the lakes area, but can't rule it out in outlying areas here in the triangle. We'll go low to mid 60s up in the lakes. That's quite a bit warmer than your mid to upper 40s you saw this morning. And then for the triangle, upper 60s to lower 70s across southeast Texas, as those south winds will continue unabated across the area tonight. Then tomorrow, again, 20 to 30% coverage up in the lakes, 10 to 20% coverage in the triangle. Partly sunny skies are expected, and we should see highs in the mid to upper 80s. So we're going to be several degrees above normal here in the triangle, about 6 or 7, I believe, or 8, somewhere in that vicinity. So well above normal, no records, but again, highs in the mid to upper 80s are expected. Taking a look at your weather impact 7-day forecast, we'll go with just a 20% coverage. Hopefully we get that. May not be that much coming up tomorrow, and partly sunny skies, and then lows back below normal, well, cooler than normal, especially Thursday morning. Our normal low is 59, so pretty close to that over the next couple mornings. Cool mornings, pleasantly warm afternoons with highs in the mid 80s. The humidity will be low both those days, and these days could be sunny to mostly sunny, so beautiful weather if you got any outdoor plans Wednesday and Thursday. Friday, we'll go just a 20% coverage with partly cloudy to partly sunny skies. High, look at the low temperatures. We jumped 10 degrees in one day or one morning, and that means moisture is moving back in when your lows start warming up like that. We'll go in the mid 80s on Friday, again with partly cloudy to partly sunny skies. And as I said, I am much drier than